we live in a time where it's like, people just spread all kinds of information. And recently they saying companies like Twitter, Facebook, IG, YouTube are going to start fact checking your content. Do you think that's a violation of your First Amendment rights? Do you even think it even makes sense that another entity would, fact check people's individual, expressions out on the internet? Like, so what do y'all think about that? Y'all think that's a form of invasion of privacy or, freedom of speech? What do y'all think?
They already doing it though. So like they've been doing it. Like the past year they've been doing it. But now like I actually see
Facebook been doing that, right?
Yeah.
I would say we already have invasion of privacy, so I don't mind. I mean, I don't mind fact checking if somebody, because I'm somebody who actually was on like the comment threads and whatever. I would say some shit or whatever the fuck in the comment threads or whatever, and it's like I would definitely appreciate some goddamn fact checking, because people be saying some crazy shit out here, dog. You would think it's nothing. You would think we all are on the same accord as far as common sense, but people really say some stupid ass shit. They really say some stupid ass shit.
But even within that, right? This is how I look at it, right? All right, so if that's the case, when they're gonna start fact checking everything, it's like, all right, so number one, you'll watch some bullshit on the news where they'll report some shit that's not even an actual fact. You can listen, like we were just talking about the sports junkies earlier. Them niggas say all kinds of bullshit, and these niggas have a radio show. They've been on the radio for 20 years, and these niggas will say anything out they fucking mouth. Ain't nobody fact checking them. You said what?
But what's the point? What's the problem though? What's the problem? If somebody corrects you,
what I'm saying is like, all right, let's say you go to, let's say on Thanksgiving, you over with the family, you talking with your aunts, uncles, whoever, they giving their point of view on politics, or they talking about sports, or whatever the fuck it may be. You ain't going to fact check every fucking thing your auntie say. You're not going to fact check everything your uncle say. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, why is it that?
But if somebody says something that piques your interest, you might go check it out or whatever. You might go check it out.
But that's up to but that's what I'm saying. That's up to the individual.
But if you say something,
at the end of the day, we should all fact check on something. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Well, I think on some level, I think we all like let's say that's what I'm saying. Let's say I'm watching a video, somebody say something I either question or I might even agree with, but I'm going to still look further into that before I actually attach that perspective to my overall outlook. I'm gonna look into it and say, all right, I like what they say. Let me look further into that just to make sure it's legit. But it's like, but for Facebook or YouTube or Twitter to fact check everybody's shit is like, that don't even make no fucking sense to me though, because like when have we ever in world history been fact checking anything that anybody say out their fucking mouth? Like people express their opinions all day, every day. Like that's to me that just seemed like some control shit in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? It's controlling the narrative.
I'm 50-50 with you. I'm 50-50 with you.
Yeah. Well, this is where I'm at with it, because I do think it's fucked up. But from my IT perspective, I'm going to talk from my IT perspective. So from my IT perspective, it's their own platform. The government didn't make Facebook or IG or whatever.
Right.
The creator made it. And
that shit is engineered. So
my whole point though is that there's one entity that made it, and they have control over what they want to do. Now, after they have already made it, does the government and other companies have interest in it? Yes. But that's not the point. So my
100% interest
is it's just like if I created a platform right now and it started to catch on and then a whole world was on it, I would still have control over it. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like I'm telling you not to talk. I'm telling you that I can fact check your shit because I'm a G like that. that's almost
right.
But this is my point. This is my point with the whole fact checking shit. All right, now let's say you start, because like I said, there's a lot of information out here that if you actually chose the research goes against mainstream mainstream perspectives or mainstream ideas. So let's say even like going back to that Canaan's class shit, where fucking Nick Cannon was saying like black people were the Hebrews and all this other shit. Like like you can actually research and document that, right? But now let's say YouTube, the creator of YouTube didn't agree with it. Now they're gonna sit there and tell me that that's not a fact when it actually can be documented. You see what I'm saying? So like that's still a form of control because there's facts that actually people don't like to acknowledge. It's facts that people don't want to just that make people angry. Facts that people don't like. So if you given a fact that the creator of YouTube doesn't want to believe, then he can sit there and try to say that's some bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And that's the thing. That's their prerogative. And I feel like there's a lot of influence from the government on them too now. So you're right. But that's, you know, they created the platform, and it's about, it's honestly, it's about voicing, you know what I'm saying, like the message that they want to voice. We just like the news.
So it's a weapon.
Just like the
it's not really about truth. It's not.
It's about what's popular.
It's not about truth. Let's just make sure we know that.
What's popular, because they already shitted on Colin Kaepernick. It's about what's popular.
Fact check is misleading because like who's authorizing so-called facts? It's like they're controlling like the evidence and and they're the prosecutor at the same time. Like they control the evidence and the prosecutor.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's the trick right there, Randall. That's the trick right there.
It's almost like the Book of Eli, and I don't want to compare this to the Bible, but it's literally information. And it's like you remember the Book of Eli? They were trying to hide the information from the people. You know what I'm saying? He didn't want the book to get out there, and that's why your man Eli had the last one. He was like, "I'm gonna make sure everybody got every page of this because they need this." That's why I do feel like social media is literally just like a dump of quick information that they want you to have. You know what I'm saying? It's not. I don't see any black centered social networks out here. Maybe I'm you know I'm not aware of it, but but I don't see any.
Last one was it Black Planet? That was the last one.
No, they just they just released a Pinterest for Black people. I want to say it's like melanin interest or something, but it's a Pinterest for Black people. But the journalist in me also agrees with the fact checking portion, but I think it does need to have limitations as well, just everybody talk about. But I don't know how you regulate the limitations, just because like even with sports, and like we can always talk about sports, like there have been so many different articles where as though it literally said Colin Kaepernick had just got signed to the Dallas Cowboys or what have you, and then like even the other jumps where it'd be like Tom Brady said he would never be nobody on his team will ever kneel for the national fucking anthem. I mean, it'd be like a whole bunch of people, then everybody posted on reposted shit, and then all of a sudden like it becomes quote unquote fact. So I think like once again, I think it needs to be limitations on it, but I want to know how you set the limitations. Like, so I feel like if it's a number that can be like, if it's a number or percentage, like if somebody says like, oh, there are 30% of Black people in the United States or something, like, of course that can remotely be easily fact checked. But at the same time, if you're talking about actual opinion, I don't think, because everybody, I mean, your perception is your reality. So
right. Like, I don't understand, like who's responsible for this shit? Like who like,
yeah, that's the question. Who is responsible? Who is doing the checks and balances?
Like one guy,
the government. Who's the checks and balances?
I don't understand this shit. Is it a private company? Is it Facebook? Is it Twitter? Or is it like some private company? Because like what the shit Dan Snyder did, like he hired like a private firm to investigate him, but he hired them, so it's kind of like collusion, right? Like I don't understand that.
Yeah. I'm gonna hire y'all niggas.
One quick piece of input too, and this is piggybacking off of what you're saying, Randall. So to that point, do you know how much capacity you need to fact check everybody's post? Yeah. I'm just saying, it's some high tech shit going on that nobody's talking about.
Millions might be in billions.
It's some high tech shit that nobody's talking about, and you need the output that you need to the data analytics and output that you need to fact check everybody's post, like that is crazy. And I don't think
That's gonna be a new job. That's gonna be a new job.
All right, so Paul, do you think it's like they're only like searching for certain, keywords or something?
Well, that's the thing too, but that's the analytics that goes into that. It's word catches, but it's also phrases. That's what I'm saying. Like I'm in that realm, and I just know what capacity it takes just for one building to do that.
Or maybe like a person is flagged, or a person the hashtag was flagged, or maybe even just the total amount of views. When it gets the total amount of views and this topic. Like,
we are just gonna be first.
It's not even just that, because people like that got 300 followers are getting fact checked. Like, I think Brian even told me one day that his shit got dismissed because he said something, and I was like, what? I was like, yo, that's crazy, because it and that's how you know it's not about your how many followers you have. It's not about a keyword. It's about, I think they literally check the entire post, bro. Like it's got to be like a whole company that's geared to only fact checking. And I'm not even talking about like a company like Comcast. I'm talking about like bigger than Amazon. Like this shit is probably like CIA backed.
You think it's like
in one of our episodes, bro, and Paul, you were saying that shit like it's separate, like these, like they can do what they want because it's a private company, but the CIA like threw an alley-oop to Facebook. It was created from a discontinued program called LifeLog. Facebook. That's what the shit is, and it started with the CIA.
It's a compilation of all of it, man.
You think it's like people like hitting like report, or you know what I'm saying? Like, so hypothetically speaking, if somebody posted something and you hit report, and basically like, you can report and say this information is incorrect, or I don't know the term, but you can that's also a trigger, that is a trigger for it as well.
Yep. And it could be an algorithm too. It could be an algorithm where some, like one portion of it is flagged, and then they have the review team. I think it's like literally like an assembly line. If you could think of an assembly line, like I think one person's flagging it, and they tell, hey, this is suspect. You review it, and then this person reviews it, and then and then like, nope, when this ain't flying, flag it. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like it's that intricate, man. Like
I would say it's keywords, man. It's keywords. Niggas is putting in, because they just had the lady, I feel like this shit is trying to kidnap her and shit. The governor, or whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying? It's keywords, and we all know there was. Y'all saw the joint where they were trying to kidnap the governor, the lady or whatever.
The governor of Michigan and the governor of Virginia.
Yeah, man. It's like it's keyword. I think
feel
it's
like
keyword.
It's tricky though, because it's like this. It's like, right, a lot of people get their information from the mainstream news, So it's like if we've been watching this whole coronavirus shit, you'll watch one expert say this, then you'll watch another expert say the complete fucking opposite of what the last dude. So now let's say I go on Facebook and I make a post based shit that one nigga say, you know what I'm saying? Thinking that it's factual because it came from NBC News, you know what I'm saying? One of the biggest news fucking stations in the world, or networks in the world. So now I go on Facebook, repeating some shit I saw on Facebook, and then another nigga go on Facebook and put his shit in, and it'd be contradicting information. So how do Facebook choose which one is the truth and which one isn't? You know what I'm saying? Because like, I feel like this, if they fact checking the average everyday person who makes a post on Facebook and Instagram, they should be fact checking everything these niggas say in mainstream media. You know what I'm saying? Because you'll literally get two experts that say the opposite fucking shit. So how are you supposed to? why would you allow them to come on television? It should only be one truth. They should only be saying one fucking thing. If you're gonna be out here fact checking the average everyday fucking person, you know what I'm saying? That shit dope. I kind of just find that's like that's more of you just pushing an agenda. You know what I'm saying? Rather than you actually being the actual truth. You know what I'm saying?
This how I be looking though, like on Instagram. If people are not familiar how it looks, like you see how that little red marking, at the bottom.
Yeah.
That's from Larry Johnson.
Yeah.
Good controversial content. But that's how it looks.
Mm.
And this was posted in September. This was posted in September,
yeah.
and this shit for sure happened. It wasn't hydroxychloroquine, but what was the shit called? Regeneron.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. This shit is fake.
Yeah, there's a lot to be said about this, man. I don't.
It just seems like I find it very hard to make that shit seem credible. You know what I'm saying? It just I don't see how people be like, oh shit, Facebook corrected me. Now I get it. Thanks, Facebook. I just don't see that happening. You know what I'm saying? I just don't see it going like that. You know.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
It's just it just make everything like fall in line.
Censorship, right? This is more censorship, right?
Fall in line with everything we've been thinking. Like it's like so that it makes you think like the reason why these social networks were made to get eventually to this point. Like this had to have been some part of
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right though, Randall. You're right, man. And I think that the power of this social media shit is so powerful, man. Because you know the power to brainwash you overnight, that shit is like just strong. You know what I'm saying? Like to make a dance move could become trending and have millions of people all over the world doing that shit off of one famous nigga post. Like fucking Beyonce can do one dance tonight at 10 p.m. By 8 a.m., you're gonna find like a million fucking videos of people doing that shit all across the world, you know, and that's the time that we live in. So the level of influence and it just over a whole population of people is so strong right now. So yeah, man. So it would make sense why they would want to censorship. You know what I'm saying? A censorship. You know what I'm saying? It would make sense why they would want to do that.
No, it's all control, man. I think it's another form of control.
But it also shows how easily you could change the narrative. You know what I'm saying? If you have a strong enough following, and because they're aware of how easily a nigga could like, you know, kind of throw a what's the word, a wrench in the shit that they trying to do. Like they gotta control their shit, so they gotta control the narrative. You know what I'm saying? So it makes sense.
That's why I say this shit is like weaponized now because like at one point
it is weaponized.
One point in time, the internet was like a real live tool for us to get like information that we wasn't used to because like we was like engraved in like this type of
school stuff,
public school like teachings and shit. But when you start getting on the internet, like you know, this everything ain't go down how they taught us. So when we start using the internet as a tool, they taking this shit now and flipping it on us.
And the thing is, like you saying, now everything that we unlearned in the fucking history books, they're gonna try to fact check us back into the history books again. Right. You know what I'm saying? That's literally what they about to do. They about to fact check us right back to the history books.
So like that term sheep that people use, like it's real life sheep because like we was straying off and I'm like, you know, come on, get with the crowd, like push you back, like just going with it.
Yep.